Do you respect Putin?
I do respect him.
Do you?
What if I told you that the leader of one of the most feared and powerful countries in the world, a man who presents himself as disciplined, modest, and even frugal, is secretly one of the wealthiest individuals on earth? We're talking about Vladimir Putin, the long-reigning president of Russia. On paper, his lifestyle looks humble. His official income sits at just around $140,000 a year. And according to government records, he owns a modest apartment, a small garage, and a couple of Soviet-era vehicles. That's it. No lavish estates, no billion-dollar accounts. Just a man of the people, or so we're told. But that's where the illusion ends. In reality, Vladimir Putin is tied to one of the most elusive and mysterious empires of hidden wealth in modern history. We're talking about multi-billion-dollar palaces, guarded like military bases, fleets of private jets and super yachts, gold-plated furniture, secret underground bunkers, and shell companies stretching across the globe. From the ice-cold shores of the Black Sea to penthouses in Monaco and beyond. Putin's name, or at least the names of his trusted inner circle, is quietly connected to a shadowy financial web worth tens of billions. And while most of Russia's population struggles with stagnating wages, rising prices, and political oppression, the man at the top allegedly lives like a modern-day Tsar. The secrecy isn't accidental. Over the past 2 decades, Putin has weaponized power, fear, and loyalty to build a financial firewall around himself. Almost nothing is directly owned in his name. Instead, assets are stashed under loyal oligarchs, childhood friends, distant family members, and offshore firms, making the true scale of his wealth nearly impossible to trace. But leaks like the Panama Papers, drone footage of billion-dollar estates, and insider whistleblowers have pulled back the curtain just enough to expose what's really going on. Some estimates suggest Putin could be worth anywhere between $70 billion to over $200 billion, rivaling or even surpassing tech moguls like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. But unlike Silicon Valley billionaires, Putin didn't invent anything or build a company. He built a regime. And through this regime, he allegedly claimed control over energy giants, media networks, real estate, and financial assets all over the globe. In this video, we're pulling you deep into that secret world. The ultra-exclusive compounds, the outrageous luxury purchases, the offshore accounts, and the elite power brokers who help keep it all hidden. No state propaganda, no smoke and mirrors, just the cold, hard truth about how Vladimir Putin, while preaching modesty and patriotism, might be living like the richest man in the world. Buckle up. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel before we proceed. What you're about to see will change the way you view global power forever. One of the most jaw-dropping symbols of Vladimir Putin's rumored hidden fortune is a colossal estate tucked away on Russia's Black Sea coast, known to the world as Putin's Palace. This isn't just a luxurious home, it's a full-blown kingdom built in secrecy, perched near the resort town of Gelendzhik. The palace is a monstrous Italian-style mega-mansion, said to span over 190,000 square feet, with an estimated price tag of $1.35 billion. And trust, every inch of this place screams wealth. From the outside, it looks like a presidential retreat. But step inside, or at least peek through leaked footage, and it becomes clear this place was built for an emperor. There's a private theater, a high-end casino, a full spa complex, wine tasting rooms, marble floors, Italian furniture, and a massive indoor swimming pool. That's just scratching the surface. Beneath the palace, an underground tunnel system, a secret escape route, and even an aquadesco, yes, a water-themed nightclub hidden under the estate. Let that sink in. Surrounding the estate is a vast private vineyard, helicopter pads, and its own church. And it doesn't stop there. Adjacent to the palace are barracks for security, border guards stationed on site, and a private security perimeter, complete with no-fly zones and naval restrictions offshore. It's locked down tighter than most military bases. Putin has denied any connection to the property, but multiple investigations and financial leaks have traced ownership through a maze of shell companies and close allies, businessmen, former KGB colleagues, and state-linked corporations. All paths lead back to his inner circle. One of his childhood friends and judo partners, now a billionaire, even claimed to own the place, but no one really bought that explanation. Whether Putin legally owns it or not, this palace reflects something deeper. Unchecked power, total secrecy, and a system designed to enrich those at the top, while keeping the truth buried underground, literally. In the shadow of sanctions, propaganda, and political games, Putin's palace stands tall as a concrete symbol of luxury that most Russians can't even imagine, let alone question. Vladimir Putin's rumored fortune doesn't just sit in marble-floored palaces or behind gold-plated gates. A massive chunk of it is hidden in plain sight, spread across a shadowy web of offshore accounts, shell corporations, and proxies that stretch far beyond Russia's borders. While Putin officially claims to earn a modest presidential salary and hold little personal property, countless investigations suggest a much different reality. Through a tangled maze of financial entities registered in places like the British Virgin Islands and Panama, Putin's inner circle has quietly funneled and stored billions. Leaked documents and intelligence reports have traced large cash movements, loans, investments, and asset transfers totaling over $2 billion. These transactions don't show Putin's name on paper, but they involve close friends, old colleagues from the KGB, and trusted allies who've become billionaires overnight. Coincidence? Not likely. At the center of this offshore empire are a handful of key associates, who act as gatekeepers to the cash musicians, bankers, businessmen, each holding puzzle pieces that, when put together, paint the picture of an incredibly powerful man with financial influence spanning the globe. The reason for the secrecy: shielding wealth from scrutiny, avoiding sanctions, and more importantly, maintaining the illusion of modesty in front of the Russian public. These offshore networks not only hold wealth but also control luxury properties abroad, super yachts, and even private equity in foreign companies. The complexity of the system is deliberate, layer after layer of legal smokescreens that make it nearly impossible to trace directly to Putin himself. But the evidence is there, hiding behind closed doors and encrypted accounts. What it reveals is chilling. A global financial empire built in silence, protected by fear, and maintained through absolute loyalty. Vladimir Putin's hidden wealth isn't just about offshore accounts and secret real estate. It's reflected in the ultra-luxurious lifestyle he's allegedly been living behind closed doors for years. From multi-million-dollar timepieces to a personal super yacht that rivals those of tech moguls, Putin's access to opulence is staggering, even though none of it is officially registered in his name. Let's start with his watch collection. Analysts and journalists have documented Putin wearing at least 11 luxury watches, with an estimated total value exceeding $700,000. These aren't subtle pieces either. They include a $500,000 Patek Philippe perpetual calendar, a Brigade Marine, and a Blancpain Grande date, all brands associated with high society elites. That's a lifetime of presidential salaries on his wrist alone. But it doesn't stop there. Putin has also been linked to an extensive collection of luxury vehicles, from custom Mercedes-Maybach limousines to armored SUVs and rare sports cars. His transportation network even includes private jets like the Ilyushin IL-96-300 FU, a plane outfitted with a gold-trimmed interior, luxurious meeting rooms, and a full-sized bedroom, often dubbed the Flying Kremlin. Then there's the crown jewel of his rumored assets: the $700 million super yacht Graceful, outfitted with its own indoor pool, helipad, spa, and a ballroom. This yacht is a floating palace, originally built in Germany and reportedly retrofitted in Russian yards. Graceful has been tracked cruising in European waters under tight security, with all ownership trails leading back to shell companies tied to Putin's close allies. While the Kremlin denies that any of these belong to him, the pattern is clear. High-value luxury items, hidden through proxies, building the lifestyle of a man whose real power is matched only by his ability to conceal the fortune behind it. One of the key mechanisms behind Vladimir Putin's alleged wealth isn't offshore bank accounts or billion-dollar estates. It's people. A tight-knit circle of loyal insiders, handpicked from his days in the KGB or early political rise, form the core of a shadowy network that appears to manage and shield his assets from public view. These individuals don't just serve the Kremlin, they serve the man behind the curtain. Take the Else Invest network, a web of over 85 obscure companies and nonprofits, quietly managing an estimated $4.5 billion in assets. This isn't just a business group, it's a fortress of wealth hiding in plain sight. Properties, luxury transport, and private enterprises have all been linked back to this network. Yet, almost none of it is held in Putin's name. Instead, assets are conveniently registered under childhood friends, former judo partners, distant relatives, and ultra-loyal oligarchs, people who owe everything to Putin and would never cross him. These aren't your average middlemen. We're talking about billionaires like Gennady Timchenko, Arkady Rotenberg, and Yuri Kovalchuk, all of whom have seen their fortunes skyrocket during Putin's reign. Whether it's controlling massive energy companies, state construction projects, or luxury resorts, their wealth has ballooned, and they are frequently named in investigations as custodians of Putin's real empire. This system allows Putin to project an image of modest yachts in his name. No foreign mansions, no public stocks. But in reality, through layers of trusted intermediaries, he appears to control one of the most intricate and powerful asset protection systems in the world. Despite over 2 decades of scrutiny, the true scale of Vladimir Putin's fortune remains one of the darkest enigmas in global politics, and that's no accident. His wealth isn't tied to a salary or a portfolio with his name on it. It's buried deep inside a sprawling labyrinth of offshore accounts, shell companies, and assets held under the names of loyalist childhood friends, former KGB agents, distant relatives, each acting as human vaults shielding his treasure from the public eye. This isn't a paper trail, it's a ghost trail. Investigations like the Panama Papers, the Pandora Papers, and by the ICIJ have uncovered scattered pieces of a massive puzzle. $1.4 billion palaces, yachts without owners, secret stock holdings, and luxury estates from Monaco to Gelendzhikal, linked to figures in Putin's orbit. The Russian financial system is part of the disguise. No true transparency, no enforced disclosures, and a press that's either state-owned or silenced. Independent journalists who get too close often end up exiled, imprisoned, or worse. Yet, even through the fog, experts estimate Putin's hidden wealth could reach up to $200 billion, surpassing the fortunes of tech moguls who actually built companies. But Putin didn't need to innovate. He inherited a crumbling empire and rebuilt it around himself. He didn't just accumulate wealth, he fortified himself with it. Every layer of his financial structure, from fake charities to offshore banks, is designed not to flaunt luxury, but to secure power. What you're looking at isn't just hidden money, it's a regime wrapped in gold, protected by fear, and engineered to be untouchable. And if this much has been uncovered without his name ever appearing on a single deed or receipt, imagine what's still hidden in the shadows. While the world sees Vladimir Putin as a calculated, reserved, patriotic leader, a man draped in modest suits and stoic silence, the truth is far more complex and far more disturbing. Beneath the polished speeches and photo ops lies something darker. A financial empire so carefully hidden, so meticulously constructed, that not even the richest tech billionaires could rival its depth. We're talking about a man who doesn't just control a country, he controls an entire system built to serve one master. From billion-dollar cliffside palaces with underground bunkers to mega yachts disguised as military fortresses. From luxury cars armored like tanks to private jets equipped with nuclear command modules. Putin's lifestyle isn't just luxurious, it's imperial, untouchable, and beyond the reach of law. This isn't wealth you flash on Instagram, this is wealth you protect with silence, surveillance, and loyal operatives. What's most shocking? None of it is in his name. No official ownership. No trails to follow. Just a tight web of allies, oligarchs, lifelong friends, intelligence operatives, holding the gold-plated keys to his hidden kingdom. It's a masterclass in covert domination. And that's what makes this story so terrifying, because it's not just about riches. It's about power. Power that outlives terms. Power that silences opposition. Power that hides behind patriotism and speaks through fear. So the next time Putin delivers a speech about sacrifice, duty, or love for Russia, ask yourself, does a man sleeping in billion-dollar palaces truly care about people starving under his rule? This is the modern face of dictatorship. Not loud, not reckless, but cloaked in respectability and hiding in plain sight. And this is only the beginning. We've just opened the first door into a world of untouchable elites, velvet curtain wealth, and truths most people aren't ready to hear. That like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment below. How deep do you think this rabbit hole goes? Because we're not stopping. We're peeling it all back, one billionaire at a time. Welcome to the dark side of global power.